All right, Brian, you're going to like this one.
All right.
You'll have strong opinions about this video.
I think Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm going to tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, you know? The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we'd know why.
What the happened? He was gone.
Well, he did that because he wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same fucking person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
How do you think that these people would hide that, Kristen? If somebody tried to clone you, I would scream it from the top of the mountains like that's not Kristen.
You literally will get killed.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I believe this with every ounce in my body.
You think that you could make one of the biggest pop stars in the world just disappear and nobody would come forward?
The people who are going to come out and say something get killed.
There's weird shit happening, but some of it's too far.
What do you think about that one, Brian?
You know, I have a very strong opinion on that one. So I would say that's, you know, I remember that video where he said, if I ever disappear for a while and come back, it's not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we'd know why. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly.
And so what happened? And this is exactly what happened. He disappeared for a little bit. When he came back, he was like totally different. And then he got married to this random chick. And you're just what is going on?
It kind of looks like his last chick.
Yeah. And it's just like really kind of what is going on. And his behavior changed subtly and his looks changed, shifted just a tiny bit. I mean, that suit where you see his arms, he's wearing an Under Armour bodysuit. Actually, you could tell he's wearing like some kind of like,
I think
bulletproof vest.
I think that
it's
part
like
is like
bulletproof
exaggerated.
shirt.
I don't think anybody trying to pretend he had really big muscles now like that.
All I'd say is, you know, when people get demon possessed, their personality changes. So like when he said, if I go away for a little bit and come back, it's not me, it's still his body. And so like, I think that's still Kanye's body. It's just not Kanye on the inside. And that's what he's really meant by that statement, because he knows what happens. Like when the people go away for a little bit, they do trauma-based mind control, severe trauma-based mind control, torture. Like they do terrible things to you and to children and then force you to do those things to them. And there's like a breaking thing that happens in their mind under trauma-based mind control. So their mind like sort of splits, it cracks. And then all of a sudden you disassociate when you do that kind of stuff. And when you disassociate, you channel. And when you channel, you allow entities to come into you. And so people don't understand how disassociation sort of works. So trauma creates disassociation because you have to like separate yourself from this reality because it's so painful and so disturbing and so traumatic. You know, it's like kill you or kill this child, do something to this child, or we do something to you, you know, and there's like so many like mind torturous things that they do to these people that are beyond evil that you could possibly imagine. And their brain just can't handle it. And so it cracks. And then they go into a disassociative state. They like are no longer there. You ever seen a person where they like get something so trauma to them and they just kind of freeze up? Imagine that times 20. Okay. Imagine that. Because the trauma was so profoundly disturbing that it would create like this very terrible gap mind space. And then they allow that empty void space of the person's mind. Then they put demons into it. And then the demon controls the person's body and takes over. And you'll see different characteristics, different mindsets, different attitude. Their facial features will change subtly when a demon possesses somebody. Like I've seen stuff about people's faces begin to subtly change. I know it sounds kind of random and weird, but yeah. So like Kanye is still Kanye's body, but he's wearing bulletproof vest armor, obviously, but he's literally got a demon in him.
A couple of things. It is interesting that he went from like doing an album like Jesus is King to creating his own porn brand. I mean, that obviously actually kind of like goes with your idea that it could just be demons. Because like that is such a dramatic shift. My question is when I watch that video is Kristen Cavallari. Okay, so if you guys remember, she used to be on that show. What was it? She was on some early reality show back in the day on MTV, and it was about like Southern California. Well, anyways, she got probably in the industry, probably like, I won't say the most sleazy way, but it's like obviously reality TV on MTV. And then she married Jay Cutler, Chicago Bears quarterback. Once on the Denver Broncos. Yeah, so she married him. So like, so obviously she's got somewhat idea of like what goes on. I just kind of wonder like that is she saying this because it's true, and of course she seems like she's trying to sell a little bit much. It almost seems like that video. Does it seem like not totally real, like the way that it's almost like they're doing a bit.
Yeah, well,
in the
they want you to believe in clones. They want you to believe in the falsity, because the falsity of that is called a red herring. It's where you're intentionally deceived. So they want you to believe in cloning so that you don't recognize the truth, which is that it's demons. And so like they want to push that narrative. And I feel like she's, whether she's a part of it, she's pushing the narrative for sure. I mean, I think she's totally, the narrative is to believe in, because the reality is this, like we can clone stuff. And I worked with a geneticist. Okay. So like I worked with this and I looked into genetics and I dealt with this kind of stuff. And I've like dealt with all kinds of like people that involved in the cloning stuff like that. So the interesting thing is like you can clone somebody, but you can't speed them up to age. Do you understand? Like if you clone, like they can clone, you can clone you. Like we can clone you, we can clone me, but it'll be born a baby and it won't become my age that fast. Like we can't progressively age something. Okay, so cloning is viable. Aging is not quite as viable yet of a technology. You know what I mean? Like who would want that development technology? You know what I mean? Like nobody wants that anyways. Like people want to do the reverse. They're trying to anti-age, right? So it's like possibility that they clone him is ridiculous. Like there's a secondary possibility that they had another person that they've already made as a shield, and they did some surgery and they like replaced him and like, body disfigured the guy and replaced the guy with a different person that looks like him, close enough to him. Like that's a possibility. I wouldn't say, but to say that it was a clone is like silly, because there's that movie They Cloned Tyrone, right? What was that movie?
Oh yeah. And that was very interesting, the timing. So it had Jamie Foxx in it, and it was right around the time that Jamie Foxx had some kind of stroke or some kind of weird medical thing, and he was in the hospital for like 2 months or something.
Yeah.
And he came out looking different. Of course, like I said, at the same time, it was like that was weird. Of course, I attribute a lot to it. It's like, well, he doesn't look the same. It's like, well, he lost almost all his muscle mass if he was laying down for 2 months. He was even pale. And yeah, so if he looked the exact same, it'd actually be even weirder.
Yeah. Well,
but it was weird that movie came out right around the same time.
Right.
Because everyone was saying like, okay, so this is when the clone Jamie Foxx comes out afterwards. And like, so then he comes out looking different and people are like, oh, yeah, I told you.
Yeah, right. But that's the thing. They want you to believe in cloning, because if you really believed in the truth, which is demons, that's like you're getting closer to the truth. You know what I'm saying? So like that, there's so many people in the industry that they work with demons. So as long as you believe anything other than demons, they don't really mind. Like it doesn't matter what you believe. Like, you know what I mean? As long as it's not demons, like they don't care. Because when you understand demons, bro, like the whole perspective is like, that makes freaking sense. Like everything makes sense.
Right. So what I was trying to think though for Kristen Cavallari, because again, she was a reality star, and I'm not sure what she did really after that. I think she might have had another show after that. Then obviously being famous for being married to an NFL quarterback. Is it possible? I mean, obviously she's got a podcast. I didn't know she had a podcast. Maybe she's saying these things because conspiracy chic is all the rage these days. And like, hey, you start saying stuff like that and there's the potential to go viral. And she's on the first episode of JT's mixtape. So is it possible like that's the reason she's saying these things, is because, hey, it'll be noteworthy that some person you kind of know says something a lot of people agree with. That's a little bit taboo.
Yeah, it's buying into the wave of popularity, it seems.
All us YouTubers and TikTokers have made conspiracy very cool.